All right, well, let's get started. Maybe just give an intro for anyone who doesn't know you.
My name is Wedid. Matt, you call me. Play professional Valorant, and that's about it. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. I stream and I play Valorant. Yeah.
Well, what's a day in the life of We Did right now?
Oh my god, it's as chronically like terrible as it could get. It's wake up, use the bathroom, maybe eat breakfast, maybe not, get some water, and then just hop on my computer for the whole day,
Oh
and
my
then go
God.
to bed, and then maybe watch a couple episodes of Punisher before bed.
Are you so you're mainly streaming right now,
Mhm.
but you're playing like 6-man. Obviously, are you attending the practices? Are you
No.
contributing there? No. Okay.
No, I did at the beginning because Sato, we have a Brazilian import, and he didn't have his visa yet. So I played the first few games of the season, and then I was like, I was kind of just like sitting in for prac, filling for a player until he got his visa back.
Nice. Well, I was just telling Wayne, I remember, or sorry, I was just saying that I remember playing against you
Mhm.
at the start of Valorant and just thinking like, man, this Jet player is so fucking annoying. He just like just causing us so many issues, right? But that's kind of like how I know you or how I remember you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so you're streaming right now. How's everything going with that?
Not bad. It's a lot. It's a lot more fun than I remember it. I just needed to get into like a routine. I have like this thing where I'm like really on and off with things that I do. So if I don't get into a routine, I kind of like I slack on it really hard. So I would like stream 4 hours, maybe not stream for like 2 days, and then stream 8 hours one day, and then not stream for a week, and then stream like 11 hours, like some random things like that. But as you like, you just need to make it a habit, or else you just won't do it. You know, just treat it as a job.
You think that has an impact on like viewership too? Like if people, when it's like irregular, people are just like whatever. But once you kind of build that expectation of like, yeah, I'll be here these days or for this amount of time, that more people kind of show.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely shows in that regard because I think when I was on XSET in like early 2021, what I would do, same as when I was on MMG early on, I would play like these NSG tournaments, which were like 8 hours of tournaments in a day, where it's like 4 or 5 best of threes. So you would just be playing the whole day competing, and then I would stream 8 hours right after. So I'd be playing the game for 16 hours a day, and then just sleep 8 hours. You know, I didn't have time to do anything else. I put like my blood, sweat, and tears into this. But then like my viewership would be like 400 or 500 on average. But then I stopped streaming to focus solely on competing, which was like one of the biggest regrets I have because now my average is like 100 to like 120 viewers when I stream. So you could kind of tell like the second you take that away from viewers, they just go to the next big thing, you know?
Yeah, I remember, I think it was an interview with Ninja like years ago where he was like, I can't take a weekend off. Like looking at like where he would just not stream for like a weekend. Exactly that. He would lose so many viewers. They would just go on to the next thing. It's like they have that expectation of like, during this time, I'm going to watch Twitch. Like I'm going to watch. And then, oh, the person that I expected to be is not there. I'm just going to go to someone
Move
else.
on, yeah.
And then they get that stickiness of just like, oh, okay, like that's kind of a new routine or habit.
Yeah.
Which is
So you-
kind of crazy. It says something about the attention span of
Yeah,
audience.
and how easily people move on.
Yeah.
So you're streaming 7 days a week now, then?
I'd say like maybe 5.
5?
Yeah. I'm kind of like forcing myself to do it at nighttime, you know?
Yeah. What are you doing outside of gaming right now? If
Oh
anything.
man. I mean, I was doing physical therapy for a bit, but that's really it. Maybe like spending time with some family. There's literally like, I'm telling you, my routine is just the most terrible thing you could even think of when it comes to like health wise. Like it's wake up, get on the computer, and then go to bed after. Like eat a couple things during the day. That's it.
One of the things we always love to kind of hear about, is especially in that, viewers are really interested in is like your origin story of like, how in the world did you get into gaming and playing at this level and why? And it would be great to hear, kind of the origin story.
Yeah. I mean, like most people, it comes from an older sibling or a parent. Me was we had a computer downstairs back in our old home. My brother used to play like Command and Conquer and like Maple Story and stuff like that, and then I would just like join him. And I hated those games except like Maple Story. Maple Story was so fun. And then there's like I got my own computer when I was like 8 years old after my communion. And then I my brother downloaded Combat Arms on my computer. It was like a Nexon game, like a Nexon shooter, and it was just riddled with cheaters constantly. Like it's like a free to play shooter, but it had like no anti cheat. So you're just like people are just like flying around like insta killing you through walls, and you're like, okay. Like on the off chance you get a good lobby, you get to enjoy yourself. But that's when I like fell in love with shooters. And then I would go to Polish school every Saturday because I'm Polish. And I met a friend there, and he told me about Counter-Strike. So I played Counter-Strike, and I aced with a deagle on the first round I've ever played in like this like random lobby, and it was just like the greatest feeling of my life. And then I was hooked after that. So I played that game every day. I didn't care about school or anything until the point like that Valorant came out. So I'd have like 10,000 hours logged on Counter-Strike of actual playtime. And then when Valorant came out, I had like this thought in my head that if I would just like destroy pugs on like 64-tick servers, that someone would like pick me up for a team or something. I never really like went on a forum to try to look for a team or even knew what ESCA was or any of that until like the end of Counter-Strike before like I switched. I didn't really put any effort into it. But when Valorant came out, I said, okay, I'm actually going to like give it a try. I'm a very social person. Like I love talking to people no matter what. Like you could see me everywhere. Like I'm always talking to people. It's like my favorite thing to do is just learning about people or just talking to people in general. And yeah, I mean, I decided to like just be myself, maybe like put my name out there, see if I could like get something going, build some connections. And you know, I did that. Valorant came out. I started talking to everyone, you know, becoming friends with the people in higher lobbies. You know, I was playing well, so people noticed me, and then I started to look for a team. I don't know. I felt like the climb was really fast for me. It went from like pugging in like Radiant to finding a team and like being the best on that team within like the first like 2 or 3 days, and then someone instantly noticing me in a tournament and then picking me up for that team, and then someone from MMG noticed me on that team and then picked me up for that team. And it just kept going and going. It was like a ladder. It was actually just like climbing a ladder. It never ended. It was like the best feeling in the world. And then you hit like a plateau where it just all stops, or then it just all goes downhill. And you're like, okay, this is it.
How did you deal with that plateau?
Oh man, it was terrible. I think like, so I went from MMG where I didn't get paid at all to XSET where I had like an insane salary for someone who like dropped out of college, you know?
Yeah.
And then after XSET, I made my name there, you know. I was super vocal on Twitter about my career. I was super like open about everything I'm doing. And then I got picked up to my DreamWork NRG after getting dropped from XSET. And that only lasted 2 months, but that was like the one place I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And then I got picked. Then I had like some friends on another team that picked me up to that team because, you know, KCP, Kansas City Pioneers. So that was a team I enjoyed playing a lot with because it was with a lot of my friends. But that didn't last long because, you know, I'm pretty sure they had some like financial issues or something, so they had to like drop the whole roster. And then at that point, I think that was like early 2023, and that was when the plateau hit, where it's like, okay, I was on like 3 teams in the span of like maybe 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
And I think people were like, okay, this guy's just like hopping teams, you know, maybe he's the issue, right? And in a sense, like I did see that as well. Like I definitely was an issue because the way I'm playing now compared to how I was back then, it's like a lot more different. I definitely had like a bigger ego back then.
Yeah.
But when that plateau hit, it was like, I think it was like 2 years of unemployment where I just didn't find a team. Like I found a team, but I didn't find like a salary or anything while I'm playing the game. And I wasn't focused on streaming either. So I just was making no income. So I think that was like the whole thing. And then like for that 2 years, I was struggling so hard. And, you know, there's so many times where I was like, okay, I need to quit. Like I need to go to school. I need to do something. You know, I can't just like sit here and like bash my head into a wall and like hope it works, you know. And that was it, you know. And then eventually I found Dark Zero, which is like the Turtle Troop team with like Stellar, B-Dog, Corey, and Adder. Yeah. And then I got sick, and then again I was like, okay, I might quit again because this is like something is telling me like it doesn't want me to play this game anymore. Like, but yeah, now we're here.
So did you go back to school?
No,
you said that, you said that you dropped out. What were you studying in school? Did you have an idea of like, you know what I mean? Like, were you like, oh, I want to play games professionally? Or you're like, yeah, okay, I'm going to go to college because there was something that I liked, or that was more of this like, it's what people do. It's what I feel like I should do. So I'm going to go, I guess. Like,
yeah. So the college thing was kind of like, okay, I'm just doing it because I feel like I should, maybe to like get a degree or something. I was just like in like a social science like degree. I didn't really enjoy anything. It was kind of like doing high school again. you get like the same. It's just like you got like history classes and stuff, like nothing that I'm ever gonna like even like I'm even remotely interested in. So I just didn't want to do that anymore. And then I went to school after I dropped out of college. I went to like a private college to try to become a real estate broker, which is something that I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that was like around the time where like I'm about to finish my real estate brokerage degree, and at the end I failed one math test, and I could have retaken it. I could have retook it at any point, but and then I got the contract to play on my first pro team with like a decent salary, and I was like, okay, no, I'm dropping everything to do this. Which is I regret that as well, because I could have just finished school and be done with it, but now I gotta restart if it ever is the case that I want to go back.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you've been pretty vocal about everything that you've been doing. Like your Twitter, there's a lot of stuff on there, and yeah, you were pretty vocal when you got sick, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've never experienced anything like that. Wayne, I don't know if you've ever experienced anything like that.
No, I had a scare.
Yeah.
And that was enough. You know, you kind of mentioned even how you had gotten sick and it made you rethink kind of health and like having to take care of yourself and stuff like that. And I can imagine I had a scare where that they thought that I had throat cancer and I had to have surgery and stuff like that. And thankfully it was benign. But even just kind of going through that period, right, of just like maybe made me rethink how I take care of I say that as I'm just like scarfing a donut, like we started this and stuff like that, like totally not taking care of myself, but
I mean, yeah, like what was that like for you, and how did that change your outlook on basically life?
You know what? Initially when it happened, I kind of was like, I'm glad it's me over anyone else in my family, because, you know, my dad's close to retirement, my mom's about to retire as well, my brother has a kid on the way, like literally maybe a week or two from now it's coming, you know, just bought a house, you know. I've always had this mindset where it's like I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm the fuck up of the family, but I'm the one playing games while everyone's working, you know, like bettering their lives, doing everything for their future, while I'm just like sitting around doing like something that I'm just like following my dream, you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of had this mindset where it's like I'd rather it be me than anyone else in my family. I would rather take the brunt of it. I know that's not how it works. It's not like one person gets it, so it bars anyone else from getting it, you know. But it's kind of like the mindset that I had. I honestly don't even think it. Like I wasn't even worried about it when it happened, and you know it was kind of scary because like I got sick right before one of our tournaments. Like I had like these huge lumps on my neck, and I'm like, oh, it's nothing, you know, it's probably nothing. Then I went on like vacation for like a good weekend or something, and I came back and I couldn't even like move my neck anymore. Like I couldn't like bend it to one. I couldn't like move it to one side. It's like, okay, maybe I should get this checked out. You know, maybe this is a little serious.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor, and they're like, okay, we're gonna do like an ultrasound. We're gonna test everything. They started telling me like, oh, we need to like cut your neck open and like pull out a couple of lymph nodes to like truly see what it is. I'm like, all right, let's do it. They put me on the operating table. Like 20 minutes later, they froze my neck. And,
oh my god!
And it was the coolest thing because the guy was literally cutting my neck open. And I was just talking to him the whole time, like I wasn't asleep or anything. And I just hear him like snipping like the tissue in my neck, and he's just like trying to pull out some lymph nodes. So he pulled them out and everything. He went to get tested, like I don't know what the test was called, pathology test. I don't know. And it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, he comes back. He's like, you have like gray zone lymphoma, which is one of like the rarest cancers in the world, if not the rarest. Wow. It's mostly rare because people don't know how to test for it because it's a mix of two cancers. So people usually assume it's one or the other, but this is a mix of both. So they tested for both, and it showed up that it was both. So yeah, but like when it comes to like health or anything, the only thing I've done to better my health so far was the physical therapy. I'm not one to be like, I need to change everything about me. Like I need to live. Like I have a really weird mindset where I really don't care about my health at all in that sense. Where it's like, I was kind of in that, like when I was sick, I was like, okay, if I die, I die. Like it sucks, but it's not meant to be. Like I have a shitty diet. I sit on a computer all day. I barely go outside. Like I don't work out. Like if I die, it's probably because I deserve it. You know, like not in a sense that like I should die, but it's like, okay, well, I didn't do anything to stay healthy. So like if I die, it kind of makes sense. You know, that's kind of like my mindset I had. I didn't change it. Like my diet is still bad. Like the most I've done was physical therapy, and that's about it. Just so I could like walk normal again.
That's a crazy mindset.
Yeah. Did you have to do like chemo? What was that like to go through And then I assume that everything eventually was fine and you became cancer free. I think I saw like, so what was that like? How long did you have to go through that? I mean, I can even imagine just like, hey, we're cutting into your neck.
Yeah.
Here's this stuff. Even those like 2 weeks have to feel pretty long of just like, yeah, we'll tell you in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like what's going on? Like,
I mean, I'm in Canada too, so it's like everything is free here in terms of healthcare. It's all like done through taxes. That's why we get taxed so much in Canada. So everything's free. So usually you have to wait a really long time to do anything because everyone's always at the hospitals. Like if they get a paper cut, they're sitting at the hospital and they're like, okay, something's wrong. Might as well use my taxpayer dollars to see what's wrong with me, you know? Yeah, I mean, it was like the longest like 3 weeks, but I was already like, I already came to terms with the fact that I probably do have cancer. Like that was my first thought. Was when I got sick, I was like, okay, for some reason I feel like this is worse than any other time I've gotten sick. So like my first thought was, okay, I have cancer. Like this is 100% it. So I got sick. You know, the waiting was excruciating. Like I already knew, but confirming it was kind of like a relief. Because then once you confirm it, now you already are like thinking about treatment, right? It's not like we're not waiting on testing anymore. You're just like, okay, instantly we're getting into it. All right, what are we doing? Like, we'll see how bad it is right now. Can we wait a little before we start treating you, or do we treat you right away? And they were like, okay, we need to start treating you right away because it's pretty bad. Because it went from my neck to my chest within like a week. Like it was all over my neck. Like I still have pictures if I could show you guys later.
wow.
I had like they were calling it conglomerates of lymph nodes. So you have 300 lymph nodes in your neck, and they said every single one was swollen and filled with some cancer or like some sort of like disease. And then it went to my chest, and you can see it's like a branch like on the PET scan. It's like a branch that goes from my neck to my chest. So like my whole left side was like I was coughing like crazy. I couldn't, like, to the point where I couldn't breathe. Like I was coughing every day. I couldn't sleep or anything. Yeah, and then I got sick like that. I went to the hospital. They're okay, we're gonna start chemo, and they put me on like the roughest treatment they had since I'm young, right? So
Yeah.
usually older people above the age of 50, depending on your health, don't really get this treatment. It was called like R-EPOCH or something. So you have like 5 different types of chemotherapy. That's like being pumped into your body. So like on the first day, there's like it's like a 5-day cycle. It's a 3-week cycle, but the chemo is only for 5 days of the first week. So you do chemo on day 1 at the hospital, and it's like an hour long like drip where they just drip you with chemo straight into your veins. And then the second day, or after the first day, they give you these bottles that you take home with you that have chemotherapy in them.
Yeah.
There's like doxorubicin and like something else I don't really know, but I had like 2 different types. It's one chemo in the first day when I get there, 2 different types of chemo that are constantly being dripped into my body 24/7 for 5 days. So I had a PICC line in my arm, like in my bicep, that goes straight into my heart. And that's where it was being injected in. So that's why you basically bring it home. If not, you would be staying at the hospital for a whole week every time.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was that. And then on the last day, which is the 5th day, you go in, and then they take out the bottles, and then they drip you with another type of chemotherapy. So I was doing like 4 or 5 different types of chemotherapy. And then the second week, your white blood cell count goes like really low, so you can't fight off any infections. If you get sick, you could literally just die because of that. So they give you these like injections that increase your white blood cells, and you just put them into your like lower abdomen, and you just pop them in. And there's so many side effects with that. And then the 3rd week, you're free. You're like resting. There's nothing there. And then the next week you start again. And depending on how the treatment went that cycle, they either increase your dosage or lower it. But for me, they kept increasing it every time until the point where I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. This is like way too much.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the treatment plan. And it was 4 months of that. And it was like super intense. But you could see like after the first round of chemo, like all the swelling went away like instantly. And I don't know. To me, modern medicine is one of the craziest things in the world. I don't know. I don't know how people even come up with this. Like to even think of injecting poison straight into your heart to kill cancer is like the weirdest thing to me. Like I don't know. It's just like the craziest thing. But yeah, that was the whole process, and it was a long. It felt much longer than 4 months. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it felt like I was just laying in bed for 4 months straight. So I'm sure that it made it feel much longer.
For sure. Oh, dude, you're tough as nails.
Yeah.
Like that sounds insane.
Oh,
It's insane.
I'm never gonna take credit for that. I mean, it's a huge thank you for the doctor and the nurses that were always taking care of me. My mom every day just coming into my room, making me food.
Yeah.
My dad bought me a new mattress that's like adjustable so I could like be comfortable in bed. My brother lives an hour away, would come pick me up, drive an hour to the hospital, drive me back, and then drive back home. So we drive 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, every 3 weeks. So like every time someone says that I'm tough as nails, I literally cannot have done it alone. I can't even imagine someone who gets sick and lives alone, or to even go through something like that. So it's all the people around me. It has nothing to do with me, honestly.
I mean, I feel like it has something to do with you. I sometimes, even when I get a cold, I'm like, oh my god, I'm dying.
My wife makes fun of me.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, stop whining.
I know,
I did get a cold, and
I get that all the time too.
I want her to wait on me like that. I'm like, oh, make me food.
Yeah.
I can't move from the couch. Like, yeah. Did it help? I mean, through that process was like, posting updates and stuff like that on Twitter. Did you find that helpful? Like, did you get, a lot of comfort from folks that would, kind of reach out and give support?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like you can see me on Twitter. I'm addicted to this app. I don't know why. It's just I never would have thought I would have been addicted to like a text app. I don't know. I'm absolutely addicted. I post everything on there, and the second I posted the first time, seeing like the support, overwhelming support, even the people that I thought didn't like me, or like people that I would like get into like fits and ranked games with, like shit talking each other, calling each other shit in matches. They would just like, yo, dude, I hope you're good, man. This is not normal for anyone. Like, I don't know, that was like a huge thing for me. It really like kept me going. Even during the times where I was sick and I was just laying there, and I was like, you know what? When this is done, like I'm gonna quit gaming. I'm gonna go to school. Everyone being super supportive in the community, I was like, I kind of don't want to give this up,
Yeah.
And this is what I want to keep. And now I feel like I've hit a new stride. I've never played better in my life. I thought on DZ before I got sick, that was going to be my peak. Like that was the best I've ever played in my life. And now I watch the shit I'm doing now, and I'm like, I don't know how I got any better. Like I feel good again, And it feels
That's
great.
awesome.
Everyone's super supportive, and I love this community. Trust me, we got it rough sometimes. We're a bunch of idiots, but I do appreciate, like, at the end of the day, it's my community, and I love everyone in it that that supports me. So,
do you feel like after all of this, when you're playing your ranked games, are you a little nicer? Are you not? Are you still calling people shit?
no.
What's the vibe like now?
I mean, it's still like, look, like the game still pisses me off the same way. People still do stupid shit, and I'm not an exception to that either. Like, don't get me wrong, I do stupid shit too. People shit talk me. I deserve it too. Like, there's some times where I do things where I'm like, I should not have done that, and then some guy calls me dog shit, tells me like types well played sarcastically. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I deserve that one. But yeah, like. It's not gonna change. I'm still competitive by nature, I played soccer my whole life. Like I've always loved winning. Like that's my main goal, is to always win. Even when I play ranked games and people are playing to have fun, I get pissed because I'm like, dude, like, let's lock it in. Like I actually want to win. I'm not gonna sit here for 30 minutes of my life to have fun. Like winning is like always my main goal. So like I do get frustrated. I do shit talk people. That's never gonna change. That's one of my favorite parts of competing is people taking it seriously.
Yeah, I actually have a question about that, because it seems like people, well, not seems like, people complain about ranked all the time, right?
Mm.
But one of the complaints that people post about frequently is others not trying. Where do you think this came from? Because I'm kind of the same way as you are. When I play with my friends, even though they're not the greatest, I want to win. If I'm playing, I want to win. Like no matter what, if we don't win, this is the running joke in our group. We'll play a game, and when we start to lose, we'll go, oh, it looks like this person only wants to play one game tonight, right? Because we're not winning. It's not fun, right? So what is that like for you?
No, I mean, that's always my main goal. It's always to win. I feel like, but I was like, this is something I've spoken about multiple times already. It's like this nonchalant meta now.
Yeah.
For some reason, it went from like everyone being super try hard and like wanting to win, wanting to like compete and stuff, to just being like, oh, I don't care. I'm just gonna run around and like shoot people. Like anyone could get to a high rank in any game, like purely off of mechanics. But like it's so satisfying to win a game off of like doing something smart, or like outplaying an opponent. Obviously, like it doesn't happen often in ranked because you know, people just play to shoot or run around, or like they kill themselves in the first like 3 seconds, like off the barrier dropping to decide I need a fight instantly and like die. Like, which is fine to a certain extent. Like you could do that sometimes and it'll work, but no, it all came from like pros and like content creators. Like Demon One was doing the whole like I don't give a fuck what anyone says, like I'm the GOAT, best of all time. Like that was cool, right? That was like his persona. And then like Sinatra had the whole like literally does not give a shit about anything. He just knows that he's better than you, right? But I feel like he's had that persona for a while, so it's kind of like natural to him.
Yeah.
But I think the issue is when people try to mimic something like that and it comes off as unnatural. And then you could tell, like, deep down they care, because if you say something to them, they get annoyed. Like, if you would, the thing is, like, if you would say something to Sinatra or like shit talk him, he would be like, I don't care. I'm richer than you. And like, you're like, that's it. And like, that's the end of the argument, because he actually just doesn't care what you say. He knows he's better than you, and you know he's doing it. Like, his life is probably 10 times better than yours. You know, but like when you have like some random like 15-year-old kid who's just like 5-20 on Jet, and like, deep down you know that he really cares what you think about him, but then he's acting like he does, and you're like, dude, what are you doing, bro? Just like try, like ask someone for help. Like, what should I do here? Like, ask for util or something. It's just like this no com meta / nonchalant meta that's like, it's not even being pushed by him. It's just like, you can't really do anything about it. Someone's gonna be like that's really good, and then people are gonna take after that. They're gonna be like, oh, I like the way this guy plays, but then like naturally they're gonna try to like mimic their personality as well. Like, Sinatra has a crazy play style. He's super like annoying to play against, forces every round, like, but he's also like a win factor for your team. Like, he knows how to win the round. He will win you the round alone. But like, when I have this random person on my team trying to be like him, our economy gets fucked. We have a terrible buy every round, and then we're losing like 5-0 off like in the first like 6 minutes of the game. Somehow we have like the fastest rounds ever. So it's like it's kind of unfun. It's kind of like, I understand why people do it. Like, it's fun to be nonchalant and cool, but I don't know. To me, like, coming from sports my whole life, I always thought that like winning is like the coolest thing you could do, and like people that don't care is just, what's the point then? What are you playing for? If you don't care, are you even playing? Is that even fun to you at that point?
Yeah.
Like, because then you're just like, are you just like filling the void of time with like a ranked game here and there?
Yeah, like do something else.
No, anything, like, bro, like a hobby or something.
Yeah, like my kids, everyone will go to sleep, and I'll be like, okay, I got an hour. I'm gonna play some games. I'm gonna relax, therapy. Like, I'm gonna have some time. It's gonna be good. But that's it. Like, I can't do that. And not as soon as something is going wrong, I'm losing whatever. Now I'm up for hours because I was kind of tired, and I thought that I was going to play some games and relax and have some fun. But now I'm just pissed off because, I'm losing. People aren't taking it seriously and whatever, and it ruins the time for me. I feel like, the same. How can that be fun? It's not like games before where there's like looked as like a single player campaign. You can make things easy and medium, hard in the settings, right? It's the same thing. Like, you play sports and play like a pickup game of basketball. Like, I don't want to be down there playing. And we're like, I don't care, man. I don't care. Like, why am I here then? Like, what are we doing? And go do something else.
I mean, that's the exact same. Like, every time I played soccer, even if I would go to the field with like 3 or 4 friends, I'd always like, everyone was trying. Like, no matter what. Like, I was a goalkeeper. I was like a striker for a bit, but then I always wanted to be a goalkeeper. And then I hit my growth spurt when I was like 17. I was like, damn, this is it. This is my chance, you know? But every time I'd go to the field with my friends, like, I'm in the net and I'm like, I'm trying for everything. Like, I'm putting my heart into it, you know, diving for everything, you know. That's what made it fun. You know, when you hit a nice save, when you hit a nice shot, when you hit a nice outplay in a game, you're like, this is the best feeling. Like, nothing's better than this. I'm sure there's a million things better than this that I haven't experienced yet. But like in the moment, like right now, this is my favorite thing, like a clutch or something, like where where everything goes right. Your aim is on point. Your outplay, you're moving perfectly. Like, oh my God, there's no better feeling. Genuinely, it's like my favorite thing. But then like, and you have like a player that's like, oh, well, this is all right. Like, I'm going for a clip every round. You're going for like a clip every round. You get like a 2K. You have to go for more. You can't just like sit still and win the round. You know, it's like the most annoying thing.
Okay,
that's just like my take on it.
Ryan puts you in charge of fixing ranked. What are you gonna do?
I can't do anything. There's it's a player-based issue. The only thing that could possibly be solved is like sometimes the characters are like overtuned, like Yoru and Neon, and then there's like this crypto betting thing that's like really bad. That's like the only thing that you could possibly like look into. you can't do anything about like personality. There's nothing you could do to like if someone isn't trying, you can't ban someone for not trying. It's like they're in that rank, they're queuing up a game out of their own will. You can't Riot can't like take you to a camp and just like drill it in you to like you need to try or else like you're gonna get banned. Like they can't do anything. Like unless someone's cheating then or like being like racist or something, then you could ban them. You can't like just go, oh, we don't know if this guy's trying or not. He's just nonchalant as hell, you know? Like he might be nonchalant, but he might actually be trying, but we just don't know. You can't prove that someone's not trying. It's like almost impossible. So there's nothing you could do. I mean, it's just a player-based thing. I mean, maybe incentivize ranked more. I think that's like the only thing. I mean, I have enough gun buddies, Radiant gun buddies, to put on every single gun in my collection at this point. So it's like, what am I playing for at this point? There's nothing. There's nothing. It's just I have a number on my leaderboard at the end of the act, and I have a number that shows up on my player card from my act ranked last act. So it's like, what can I really do other than that? Maybe like Riot did like backpacks for challenger players. Maybe it was like 8 years ago, where they gave you like physical rewards for being like a top 200 player. But top 500, I guess, is different. There's a lot more people with Smurf accounts. I don't know. There's like a lot of people with like 3 or 4 accounts in like top 500. Because like I don't even think there's 500 people at Radiant anymore. Like it just never happens because people just stop caring or stop playing as much. There's tier 1 pros that don't even play ranked. I mean, I'm pretty sure Mitch is like Ascendant or something. He like doesn't even play the game. Yeah, it's like there's no incentive to play. There's like nobody plays ranked anymore, or nobody takes it seriously. When people play, it's for content for the most part. I mean, you have content creators coming out like every day with like every game, you know. So I mean, it's just incentives. There's no incentive.
Yeah. Is there 10-mans popping up more often now? Like I've seen. No. It died.
No. It died. It died with Pro City. I mean, Tarek was doing that Pro City 10-mans thing, which was like really cool. And then, I mean, no one was queuing it. Even I kind of got bored of it. It was kind of like the same thing over and over again. You would have like, there was like a big like disparity in skill because it's like tier 1 players, tier 2 players. And then like, I think they had like some tier 3 players. There was a lot of like, there's like team captain, right? It's like you pick a player, he picks another player, you pick a player. So it was a lot of like, oh, I'm going to pick my friends. And then when you play with your friends, it's kind of like you're trying to have fun instead of try more often. And like some queues would get canceled because of the players that were like in the queue, right? So like some guy would queue up, they would see like a player, be like, oh, I don't want to play with this guy in my lobby because like he has like a bad play style. He's like, oh, guys, I'm getting off. And then he would be in the next queue the next game, right? Like after that guy finds the game. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It was like an ego thing. It was also like I don't know, like I wouldn't say a nepo thing because obviously you're gonna pick your friends no matter what in like a choosing game, you know. But I don't really know how what the fix was to that. A lot of people tried in that, but there was no like incentive to play either. The only incentive was not the only incentive. The only like really real upside to it was that there's no stream snipers. At least you think there's no stream snipers, you know. So that was kind of like the only thing.
Are you mainly just playing Valorant then when you stream?
Yeah, I mean it's only Valorant. It's the only game I play at this point. Like when I really want something, like it just burns. You know, like I only want to play that game. I played a repo like one time, like a week or two ago. I played it once for like 3 hours, and then I was like, I got off, went to bed. Next day, woke up and never thought about that game again. It was just Valorant again, like all of a sudden. And it's I don't know the peaks of that game. I just feel like. It just feels good when you clearly are getting better, you know, or getting back in form at least. So that's the only thing I want to keep feeling is just keep getting better and better.
Is there a difference in like, this is a question that people ask a lot too, of the skill sets or things that you need to be able to succeed streaming versus, you know, playing professionally? And you know, what are some of those things that you need to be successful in streaming? Like you kind of talked about like discipline, but the same thing at the pro level, right? You need that level of discipline. But
yeah, I mean, to me, this might be a real hot take, but I think streaming is harder than competing. You know, if you're competing, you have like a schedule, you have a coach to help you out, you have a whole team to like work around you. You play the game on your own time to get better. You do like 4 hours of scrims a day, maybe 5. Some VOD review, and then like and then you do your own thing. With streaming, I swear to God, it's like you're worried about the numbers all the time. You're like thinking about like, am I putting in enough time? Am I like, am I doing well on TikTok? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? To me, that is like the most mentally draining thing. Like, oh my God, if your viewers drop by like 20, you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? Is something wrong? Am I unfunny now? Did Tarek just go live? Is that why my viewers are going down? You know, it's Tom back. You know, it's these things are so annoying because you're competing directly with people. Like, people would actually stream. Like, I'm pretty sure Sam would stream depending on like whether Tarek was going live or not. You know, so like if Tarek was live at a certain point, be like, oh, Tarek's live, I'm gonna get off in like 2 hours. You know, or like just stuff like that. It's like. It's super annoying because you gotta like constantly look at it. People say don't look at the numbers, but it's like if that directly affects how much you get paid, like you've got to think about it all the time. With competing, it's always just discipline, mechanics. Like, is your brain in the right spot? Are you thinking straight? Are you getting enough sleep? You know, streaming, you could just put on this mask, be like stupid and entertaining for a couple hours, and then you know you're back to being yourself. I don't know. I think both are really, really hard, but I do think streaming is much harder, and I think it's more draining. I think competing is really, really. I think it only gets really, really hard when you're trying to stay at the top. Like for example, like what G2 is doing, they're winning a lot, but I think it's harder, especially in a game like Valorant, to stay as consistent as they are because they are just dominating the scene right now. You know, I'm pretty sure they went 5-0 in the last group. They got second in Masters. Like.
Yeah,
you know, the one Ascension, like they went to like international lands. They're getting better at like just playing, you know, every day. I don't know how. Like Leaf doesn't even play the game; he just plays Path of Exile all the time, RuneScape, and like I don't know. I don't understand how they do. They're all so good. But I think is like what they did is a lot of it is like keeping your mental in the right place. You know, I feel like most of competing is mental. If you're constantly frustrated about things, you know, you I wouldn't say you don't care, but you care too much to the point where it's like, okay, I'm playing too much ranked, so now that's like seeping into my competitive play. You know, like all these things matter. Obviously, when you're streaming, like your personal life could affect you and stuff like that. But
yeah,
you could always like, I feel like streaming you could like fake it till you make it. You know,
yeah.
Competing, it's like if you're shit, you're shit. You know, it's simple as that. Like if something's affecting you, it shows. You know, it directly shows. It impacts your gameplay. And then that will fuck you in the long run. But I think with streaming, you can like put a mask on. That's like the only upside with it, you know. And you can make your own hours, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I assume that like I don't know, maybe it's I don't even have Twitter because I don't even know why I do this podcast. So that, like Jimmy's ever like the most like antisocial dudes to be kind of doing this, but even you know. Comments on Twitch and kind of all of that stuff, right? Like, I'm sure also has some, you know, usually it's your own community that you build. So hopefully it's not, you know, incredibly terrible, but by nature of who we are in gaming, you know, that's got to have some effect too, where there's like, you know, what people are saying or comments and people just trying to troll and bait you and shit like that as well.
Oh yeah. Big thing is the Twitch bait. Oh my God. I don't know. I think Shanks mastered it because Shanks is like a huge streamer, but he has like the most toxic chat, but he also just like doesn't give a shit. Like he clearly doesn't care. Like people bait him all the time, call him shit. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's so funny when I watch him. I'm like, how does he not get annoyed by this? Like, I got like 40 comments in a row, like after I make a good play. And then some guy in my chat's like, that was pretty all right. And I was like, dude, what the hell, man? I was like, one of the sickest things I've ever done, you know? So it's like, I don't understand. He gets like a chat filled with that shit. And he just like, it like filters in his head or something, or he just like reads it and he doesn't care. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. Because if someone tells me I'm shit, I'm like, okay, well, I have to get better, you know? But it's like with competing, it's like direct, you know? It's direct jab at your skill. Like when you're streaming, your main goal is entertainment. All the time, you know, it's always, it doesn't matter how good you are. You could be the best player in the world and be the most boring person to watch, you know?
Yeah.
So with competing, it's like if someone jabs at your skill, your instant thing is like, dude, am I shit at this game? Like, am I actually bad? This random like silver 3 player on Reddit is telling me that I'm like I'm the reason we're losing, you know?
Yeah.
So like it shouldn't affect you. You know you're better. You know you're better than this person. You know that you could have had like an off game where everything just goes wrong. You're just getting shot through smokes all the time. Like you don't get a chance to play. And some guy goes like, oh, this guy threw my parlay, and you're like, dude, why is that pissing me off? Like, I didn't do it on purpose, you know. Like I just had a bad game, you know. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how streamers do it all the time. That's like the one thing that I can't do with streaming. It's like the constant negativity that like people are trying to troll you so hard. No, people are good at handling that. I'm not the best.
It does seem like, I mean, to your point of mentioning a hot take that stream being more difficult. I mean, even just the fact that you have to like play well and be entertaining, like you have to do these things at the same time, is difficult. You know, another layer that, you know, maybe not everybody has either, right? Because I think we all know people who are like really, really skilled or talented, but like, I don't want to talk to them for longer than like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Or like hear them talk for longer than 30 minutes. I'm kind of like,
yeah,
I gotta go.
No,
I mean, I agree with that too, because yeah, it's not just streaming, like you said. You have to chop it up. You have to put it on TikTok. You have to put it on Instagram. You have to do this. You have to do that. There's so many things. And when you're competing, like you said, it's set hours. Show up at this time, leave at this time, and then the rest of the day you do whatever you want, right? Yeah.
It's one of those things I think a lot of people don't realize how difficult it is either, right? Because they're like, oh, well, I play game, like I can play games. My friends will watch me play games or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember when my kids were my oldest kid, he was in preschool. And I went to pick him up one day and they did this thing. It was like preschool to maybe second grade all in this building, right? And they had this thing where they had them fill out like what they wanted to be when they grew up, and they stuck them all over the walls in the hallway. And I'm like walking through, and all I see is YouTuber. Like everyone wanted to be. I thought it was gonna be like, you know, firefighter, doctor, like all these things. It was literally like 40% YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, man, kid, you have no idea what you're in for. Yeah.
It's
you
tough.
have no idea.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like back in the day, when I was a kid, it was like, oh, I want to be a doctor. I want to be this. Like I think obviously that's a million times harder than being a streamer. Like in its own regard, you know. So like obviously priorities have changed over time. Like people have different idols. You know, when I was a kid and I was watching a show and I was like, oh, that being a doctor sounds super cool, or being a lawyer, you know. That's like nothing like in a show, you know.
Yeah.
it's like 18-hour days of just like studying for 10 years straight, and then you got to do like a physical work where you're like up for the whole day, and you know you're on call 24/7. You know, I could never. Don't get me wrong. Like I do not have the discipline for that. I don't have the energy for that. There are much better people that are, you know, I want someone to be passionate about being a doctor, because I've met doctors before that are just like clearly did it because maybe their parents wanted them to be doctors, or like, and they just, I mean, pardon me, but they look like they wanted to die. Like they just do not enjoy their job at all. You know, it's like, what is it even worth the money at that point? You know, that's one thing that I learned to value is like the monetary, like your mental is not worth any monetary value. And I learned that from when I was like one of my teams. I'm not going to say which one, but I was getting destroyed mentally by one of my teammates. Like he's apologized since then. We're good friends now, but it was one of the worst things I've ever experienced in my life. You know, it was like, it felt just like gaslighting, harassment, you know, like constantly targeted for everything. And what, like, no amount of money like someone could give me would ever make me want to go through that shit again. Like I just do not want to deal with that. Like call me shit, whatever, you know, tell me how to get better. But it was like the constant like targeting you for every single thing. Oh, we lost because of you. Like this is your fault. This issue right here. We're gonna review this one play for half an hour with the whole like while the whole team is just quiet listening. You know, like no one's saying a thing. Like me when I played sports, it was like, okay, we brought something up. All right, that's the issue. Let's fix it. All right, let's move on. You know, if we would harp on something for too long, it'd be like, all right, we're doing this a bit too much. Let's move on to the next thing. Like none of my teammates were just like saying anything. They were just like watching, listening. I was like, come on, man. Like, are we all like so socially inept where we can't just step in and be like, yo, let's stop this shit. Like this is already too much. You know, like calm down. So it was like, no amount of money will ever make me want to go through something like that again. Like mental is not worth any dollar amount.
Yeah. Do you think that gaming will evolve eventually to be like what you experienced in soccer versus what you just described now? Because a lot of the players that are playing on teams, like Kaplan said, this is their first job. They don't know how to act, right? But I'm wondering if as esports grows, will they be able to handle those situations better in the future?
Well, you can already tell that it's getting like implemented into society pretty slowly. You know, like people are bringing it to schools. I even like some high schools have like esports teams and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess like I mean, surely slowly it's gonna kind of like you're gonna kind of get into like more traditional ways of like teaching people, where it's like, okay, uh, be respectful to your teammates, like, just like it's a team, it's a family, you got to treat them like family. Like, you could
Yeah.
obviously disagree with something, but you need to like do it in a respectful manner. Don't harp on things too long. Like, don't make it seem like you're targeting someone specifically, attacking someone. Like, eventually it'll reach that point, of course, unless like esports dies out, because obviously, like, for some reason every organization is so like bad financially with like how they like how much they pay their players and stuff like that. No one really, I feel like, obviously I wouldn't know what I'm doing if I was in that position, but like that's my only worry, is that it dies sooner than later.
It is.
But I do think that there is opportunity there. Yeah, I mean, you have a chance to teach the younger generation like that esports is going to be a thing. Hopefully it stays a thing, and they're not wasting their time, and that they could probably make this into a career. Like, obviously it's a hobby to a certain point, but when you start putting the time in, you need to understand how to treat your teammates. Like, someone's got to teach that. I mean, maybe I'll be a teacher in the future, like an esports teacher. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
But I definitely do think that, like, I don't think it'll be like traditional sports, because there's something about like being with your team, like in a physical aspect. Like, you kind of build chem in a quicker way, in a better way when you're in person, other than just like fist bumping your teammate, or like playing a different game other than the game that you're competing in. It's like, obviously you could build chem that way, but there's something about like being there physically with your teammates, like doing everything together, kicking a ball around, talking to each other. It's just a fun time. But I think if it becomes more traditional, it's going to have to be like implemented in that way, or else, I mean, the issue is, it's like the social aspect of it. A lot of people don't know how to act because they're online, So, I mean, that's like one thing you notice. I'm, like I said, I'm a super social person. If you see me in person, I'm talking to everyone. And when I've met some Val players, I'm just like, wow, like it's so weird, like the way they treat other people or like talk to other people. You're kind of like, was this person raised right at all? Like, they shake your hand and they're like looking a different direction instead of talking to you. They're like looking at their phones and they're talking to you, and you're like, dude, what is going on? Like, they can't hold a conversation for more than 10 minutes, and you're like, there's no way this is a real person. Like, I definitely think COVID like messed a lot of people up.
For sure. Yeah.
I noticed that in myself, like COVID, like I would be more of a social person, but like my social stamina decreased because of COVID, because like I didn't really go out and do anything. So then I would like go to do an event or something like that, where I could like, I'd have no problem. And now like an hour in, I'd be like, I gotta go.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
get out of
tired.
here.
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just I'm getting older too. Like, combined, I'm just like, no, I gotta go to bed. Do you think that on the college thing, another thing, like we get asked a lot, and I've even gone as early as middle school and helped like put esports programs in like middle schools, like that early. They're like really interested for the STEM education kind of part, but like you said, how to win, how to lose, how to be a good teammate, like all of that stuff. I think that a lot of schools are excited. You're seeing lots of college scholarships, but what people ask all the time is like, do we think that will be a viable path to playing pro like it is in traditional sports? Whereas right now, it doesn't really seem to matter. It really comes down to like, can you hit these ranks just at the basic level? Like, that's kind of like a minimum, definition of even someone will notice you. And then are you in those social circles or reaching out and participating in tournaments and stuff that would get you noticed? No one seems to really pay attention yet to the collegiate or high school scene for the purposes of scouting. But I don't know if that will ever change.
No, I do think it's like, I mean, with like any sport, it's like you play when you're young, then you get into a college specifically for your sport. They're like, oh, okay, we're gonna pick him up to our football team, and then you go to and then you like declare yourself for a draft, and then you get picked. Right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works in VALORANT. It's like, okay, we're gonna pick this guy up for a collegiate team. We're gonna give him a full ride. We're gonna pay for his housing, pay for his food, and he's gonna play on our team. But it's like, that doesn't guarantee you anything other than like an education, and you're playing under like their banner. So there's no like direct. I think the only one who's went tier 1 was Jakey when he played for C9, and then now he's like playing for tier 2 again. So it's like, that was just because MC had really good scouting, and he like decided to look into collegiate players. I'm not sure if it was maybe because it was cheaper or something, or like it I mean, either way, the league minimum is still the same for every player, whether you're collegiate or not. So
Yeah.
Jakey was just really good. So that was good scouting from MCE. So you're just sitting there, you're like, okay, so what does collegiate offer me other than like maybe I could get an education just because I'm really good at the game. So that's kind of like the only thing that you could do right now, right? Whereas like if you're playing for a football team, you can get an education, but you could also declare yourself for a draft and get into like a big league, right?
What advice do you have for up and coming Valorant players who want to go pro?
I mean, Verno said it best. Like if it's not like easy to you at the like when you're playing in like ranked like high ranked lobbies, like you probably should just give up. Honestly, like it sounds like cocky, but it's really not worth it, man. It's like it's cool once you get it, but how fast it can be taken away from you, is the worst feeling in the world, man. Like the shit I went through where I was like my mental was shocked, man. I was like I lost my job for 2 years, didn't have a paycheck. I'm just sitting here. My dad's walking into my room staring at me with the most judgmental eyes, like, what are you doing, man? Come on, you know, it's like you know, like you lose, like you spend so much time sitting at a screen, you barely talk to your parents, you're like obsessed with it, you know. Unless you actually are like super obsessed. It's that with anything, you know. Sports, if you look at sports, these people are obsessed with what they do. That's how they get so good. Like they're it's just they live, breathe, and drink, eat, everything is all like what they do, you know. It's all soccer, it's all football, it's all basketball. Like you need, if that's how you want to do, like if you want to be a pro, like you need to do that, you know. It's like you have to be unhealthily obsessed with what you're doing. Some people genetically gifted, don't get me wrong, like they don't have to do anything and they're like the best players in the world, you know. They don't touch the game and they come in, they drop 30 on you in a match and you're like, I haven't seen this guy in a ranked game in like 2 years. Like, what is this guy, like how is he doing this? But like if you actually want to be a pro and like you're not like genetically gifted, you have to be like obsessed with what you're doing. Like you have to want it more than anyone else. Like it literally derives from passion. That's like what I had for a bit. So you gotta just have that. You can't just coast. Like don't become complacent. That was my biggest mistake, you know. I got signed, got a paycheck, and then I was like, oh, I don't need to try as much, you know. Like I'll put less effort into this, and then everything just goes downhill, and it goes downhill fast. Like you don't see how fast it hits you. Like 2 years goes by like that. Like it's just gone. 2 years of your life is just gone. You know, no more money, no nothing, no teams. No one wants to sign you. No one wants to play with you. It just don't. If you're gonna do it, don't be an asshole and be obsessed with what you're doing. Be passionate. You know.
That's a pretty good way to end it. Don't be an asshole and be obsessed with it. Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I want that on a shirt.
You need people to like you. That is just a fact. You can't be annoying as hell the whole time, or else people are just not gonna want to play with you.
Any shout outs or messages or anything like that? Or anything else you want to?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my
say to folks.
Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my dad, my mom. You know, my sister-in-law. All those people that helped me through my whole treatment. Shout out to the community. Always supportive, even when I'm being a little asshat and ranked, being a piece of shit. I mean, shout out to you guys for having me on. It was fun, you know.
No,
I felt like I
thanks
just
for coming on.
yapped my fucking heart away. So
No,
yeah,
I think
we should do it again.
We'll do it again. Yeah,
I'm always down. I love yapping. So
Yeah.
thank you
Awesome.
guys.
All right, thanks for coming on.